Hello and good morning. I am here for you today. Today, we're going to talk about doing your own prenatals and what that means. And part of my talk today is going to be about wild pregnancy. I did a YouTube video on it a while back. So you can go look for that if that's interesting to you. So before I get started, my name is Amanda Ignat, and I am passionate about helping women gain understanding, knowledge, and confidence in themselves and the ability of their bodies to birth their children, to grow and birth their children. Our society has programmed us to believe that we need to be monitored, tracked, checked throughout our pregnancy. And what this does for a lot of women is it causes stress. And when that happens, it is not fun. And it actually may lead to problems that would not have occurred if that added stress of going to those appointments were there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Can you do your own prenatal checks? You can. So, do you really need to go to the prenatal checks? So, here's the thing. I want to challenge you today because think about it. As an adult, how often do you make an appointment when you're feeling well? How often? Rarely, right? It is a rare occurrence that we as adults will make an appointment if we are feeling good, if we're feeling fine, if we are not struggling with anything. We tend to not make an appointment. We have to have some kind of a concern or be feeling sick, right? For us to make an appointment. So when we're pregnant, if we find out we're pregnant, if we're feeling fine, why do we need to go to the doctor? I mean, what do they do? Check your weight, which actually has no, there's really no value in checking your weight through pregnancy. It's an added stressor for most women. Two, what do they check? Your blood pressure, which when you go to the doctor, how many of you have higher blood pressure than you do when you're at home? How many? Right? Like, how many have white coat syndrome where you know that going to the doctor makes you a little bit nervous and your heart starts to do this weird, right? Your blood pressure goes up. So, two, another thing, like they're going to be tracking that, and then they're going to start talking about things that may not even really be happening, like preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is yes, something to worry about. I'm not going to say it's not. However, spikes in your blood pressure because you're at the doctor's office does not indicate preeclampsia, right? So the third thing they're going to do at every appointment is they're going to measure your fundal height. So there's three main things that they check at every appointment, right? So your appointments are generally about 8 to 10 minutes, if that. So is it worth the stress to track those three things for you? Or could you take your blood pressure at home in the comfort of your own home, right? Choose the time of day that your kids aren't running up the walls and you're ready to pull your hair out, but you can do it at home, right? You can track that. Then in your fundal height, you can also measure yourself. And if you find somebody who can attend your birth, a birth keeper, a traditional birth attendant, an elder midwife, they can teach you how to measure your fundal height, and then you can do it yourself and track it yourself so that you are tracking the growth of your baby on your own. So there's two of them. Your weight, like I said, it is not a fundamental part of if your baby's gonna be big, if you are, your weight really, it's not an indication of whether you're going to have problems or not. I know they treat it like, oh, you're obese or you're overweight. We have to monitor you. You need to go to, you need to have a high risk. No, you're not high risk just because of your weight. I'm sorry. Not true. Look it up. Do some work. It's not true. So those three things, you can cancel out the weight, you can check your own blood pressure, and you can check your fundal height. So what's the need of stressing yourself out to go to the doctor? What's the need of checking their boxes so that they can put you in a box further on down the road, right? So that they can find and nitpick through your pregnancy. If you're feeling okay, learn to trust your gut and make the choice. Do I really need to go see this doctor? Do I really need to go to this appointment? You get to make that choice. And I encourage you to sit with yourself and say, do I believe that my body was created to do this and that it's going to do it with or without somebody checking my weight, my blood pressure, and my fundal height? Because my guess is that deep in your gut, you're going to know that what I'm saying is true. That it doesn't make any sense to go in time after time and have conversations that, in most cases, are conversations that are meant to take your power away, to plant seeds of doubt, to plant seeds of the interventions that will be coming down the road. So think on this for a bit today and you decide what's right for you. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the doctor, or are you going to choose to do your own prenatals and trust that your body is doing exactly what it was created to do? There's little to nothing that outside care is going to do to change your pregnancy and birth situation or experience. Nothing. When we allow the system to have a voice in that care and in a voice in that experience, that is where we run into issues. So if you want to have an empowered birth, start learning now and start with doing your own prenatals. Even if you still see an OB when it's something that you feel you need to do. But you don't have to go to all the appointments. Just saying. I hope you have a great day. And if you are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get notifications when I'm going live. Also, if you're watching this in my group, thank you so much for being here in this space. I am so honored to be able to speak into you in this space. And if you're not in my group yet, then you can hop on over to Facebook and find me, Open-Minded and Empowered Birthing Mamas. I share information like this to empower you each and every day of the week. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.